Good evening, and once more, let me add the warm welcome to this beautiful country, my beloved country, Ethiopia. It is with great pleasure and honor that I stand before you today at the opening of the African Youth Leadership Diplomatic Conference 2025, themed A Pact for the New Spirit of Pan-Africanism through the localization, innovation-led economic integration, and peace building. This conference serves as a crucial platform for discussing innovative solutions and fostering collaboration among Africa's future leaders in order to strengthen our collective efforts toward peace, unity, and sustainable development. Allow me to seize this opportunity to express my sincere appreciations to the Ethiopian Youth Dialogue for Peace Association and a young leader, my son, Chala, for organizing this important event. I am encouraged to see that the association has emerged to meaningfully and constructively engage our youth in the peace-building process in this country and also on the continent. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and young representatives of today's Africa. What excites me here today is that I am gathered with our young Africans who have dreams for and are passionate about their continent. In a continent full of rich cultures and history, I would like to repeat and also thank my dearest friend, Professor Patrice Lumumba, for their inspiring speech. My brother, I cannot do the same speech, but I can always say I am inspired, and I would like to see people like yourself in many numbers in Africa. Thank you very much for this. But let me resonate one of the things he said. We are not the futures only. We also should embrace our past and also our present. That I repeat, because we do have a rich culture, we do have a rich history in Africa. If some of you should go back into the history of Africa, the pioneers of astrology, the pioneers of medicine and civilization, the pioneers of physics, mathematics, and the pioneers of literature are Africans. And we are not inferiors. But we have to seek why we need Africans' regeneration and African renaissance. That's why we are here today, gathered here in this beautiful city. And we have innovative potential. Our youth are the driving force shaping our future. They are not only learning and increasing their capabilities, but they are effectively making things better for themselves and their communities. They are using their agency and creativity to build the Africa we want. They are the heartbeat of Africa, representing over 60% of our population. This demographic dividend is a powerful asset. And when we harness properly, it has the potential to foster sustainable peace on our continent. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I must say that we Africans are so blessed with our young people. One of our competitive and comparative advantage is you, our young people, which the other continents do not enjoy at this time. They are aging, but you are the ones who are going to inherit this world. Again, they are our unique resources and key agents that can develop innovative solutions for peace and development. It is unfortunate that when African youth capture the attention of world leaders, they are often portrayed negatively. We have to change that narrative. As perpetrators of violence, armed gangs, a dangerous group, unemployed mass, migrants lost in the Mediterranean, or merely an exponentially growing population, which is dangerous. They are rarely recognized as the generation of peace builders who shaped history, revolutionized technology, and pioneered new forms of citizen engagement. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa is richly endowed with vast natural resources, including fertile land, abundant marine resources, endowed with critical minerals where many are fighting for at this moment. If you ask me what's the source of conflict in DRC, you can simply answer the question, it is our critical minerals. What's wrong? It's simply our governance system. This is dysfunctional. With 60% of the world's arable, cultivable land in Africa, and Africa holds a strategic advantage to become a global leader in agriculture and agribusiness, positioning itself as the world's food and agribusiness hub. However, harnessing these resources for sustainable development requires a foundation of peace and stability. Without peace, Africa's immense natural and human capital cannot be fully leveraged to drive economic growth, innovation, and prosperity. Peace building is therefore not just a necessity, but a prerequisite for unlocking the continent's full potential. If we can come out from this conference, one thing is that we have to pacify our continent. I call upon you, our young leaders here today, to work diligently to bring peace to our continent. That is a key for our future. And I think your communiqué has to boldly put this underlining that Africa needs peace, and we, young people, should be at the center of building this peace in our continent. The link between peace and development is well recognized in a global framework such as the United Nations 2030 Agenda and sustaining peace resolutions, as well as Africa's own Agenda 2030, as my brother mentioned, which envisions a peaceful and secure Africa as a cornerstone of the continent's long-term transformation. Central to this vision is Africa's youth, whose energy and innovative power are crucial in shaping a united, prosperous, and peaceful Africa. Excellencies, allow me to directly address our youth representatives in this hall today. Our vibrant and dynamic youth representatives of Africa. Africa recognizes your contribution in the peace-building process. You have shown us that you are able to play active roles as peacemakers, mediators, and peace builders. There are many examples where your engagement in the peace-building process has yielded substantial gains that can be mentioned. I'm stressing your roles in the peace-building process because you have the will, the capacity, and the commitment, again, the innovation and the technology to positively and effectively contribute to a lasting culture of peace on our continent. If myself and Professor Patrice Lumumba stand in terms of technology awareness and compete with you, obviously, we will be defeated. It's you who has that capacity. You are very friendly to digitization and maybe the future which is coming upon us, the artificial intelligence, which Africa should be aware before it happens. And we should be sensitive about it. I think colonization will come in a different form from now onwards. And if we are not forefront, and if we don't leapfrog to catch up this artificial intelligence quickly, then we will lose so much. So we have to be very sensitive about it. Again, I would like to say that you are the key agents of the peace building, and it's essential that you continue nurturing the culture of dialogue which we miss in Africa. A core of the peace building process. Keep spreading hope, shaping inspiring stories, and working tirelessly towards achieving meaningful and lasting peace for our continent. Our generation knows only black and white. We do not go to the gray area where we can thrive together. That's because of the socialist mindset which has come upon us, which always thinks about things in gray, in black, or white. But democracy and collaboration needs to find the gray area where we can work together. So I think that is necessary. We lack dialogue. If you see all rebels that are fighting all the way in Africa, in the bushes, they want to get only one thing. They don't want to compromise. That's why our youth are the ones who are sacrificing in those fightings in millions in Africa. So I think you have to engage yourself and see the culture of dialogue is a very important tool for Africa's prosperity. I am confident that you can guide Africa towards the Africa we want, a united, prosperous, and peaceful Africa, driven by its own citizens and resources. Excellencies, we must acknowledge the crucial role our youth are playing in the peace-building process and provide them with all the necessary support. Now I call upon African governments to support their young people. Without them, we cannot go an inch because Africa is by itself a young continent. We must recognize and address the unique challenges faced by individual subsets of our youth, including young women, those living with disabilities, migrant populations, and other marginalized groups. Only by embracing this diversity can we truly make progress in our peace-building effort. We need to unite our youth around the Pan-African vision that has been set by Professor Patrice Lumumba, as it allows new imagination of the individual and the community and of the Africa we want as borderless, transnational, multilingual, and multicultural Africa. I hope you have seen the hassles of the immigrations in many borders. For no reason, while our borders are porous, if terrorists can come, they can come through our porous borders elsewhere, not at the airport. But we are closing down our official borders, but unofficial borders of ours are porous. I think we need to quickly integrate Africa. I would like to applaud those countries who made visa-free entry to all Africans. Let's give a round of applause for those. As I conclude, let us be ambassadors for peace and champions of dialogue. I look forward to witnessing the incredible impact that will undoubtedly arise from the discussions and initiatives of this conference.